evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Tuesday, September 27, 2022. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines this evening, overhauling of regional agricultural system needed, says President Ali. Guyanese wanted for murder stabbed to death in Suriname. High demand for Guyanese products evident in U.S., says Ambassador Lynch. No squatting areas will not be recognized, Minister CROAL warns. Man riding electric bike crushed to death. And CPL Qualifier 2 tickets still available. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfan Ali has said that systemic changes are necessary if Guyana and the rest of the Caribbean region are going to be food secure. He noted that for too long, there has been a passive approach to food security. Bisham Mohammed has this report.
President Dr. Irfan Ali was a keynote speaker at the Science Summit of the United Nations General Assembly. During his address, Ali proposed an overhaul of the regional agriculture system to, among other things, encourage women and youth into the workforce.
If we are to achieve the targets that we set in the region, and if small developing states are to ensure they develop and build enough systems that is robust in keeping with this theme that you have, we have to all ensure that our national budget, our expenditure in the national budget for agriculture and food production must be at least 7.5%. It must be at least 7.5% at the minimum. This is what is required for us even to scratch the surface of the problem in the short term.
To change the system, President Ali said that governments need to make larger investments and remove the red tape hampering the flow. He said that they should also use individual strengths for the collective good and enhance private sector partnerships.
We have to push back into self-sufficiency. That every single state must get involved and integrated in the production of food. That we have to set the parameters and the fundamentals right to push production. And that is what Guyana and Barbados, we are trying to push and to demonstrate to small island states and especially in CARICOM, that if we put the right effort and we integrate and we solve problems together, we can solve this as a community.
The President related that food security was the main issue at the United Nations General Assembly this year, which demonstrated its urgency. Bisham Mohammed, Evening News.
Let's now tell you that 34-year-old Madeline Orlando Evans, who had been wanted for murder in Guyana, has reportedly been stabbed to death over the weekend in Suriname. Evans and his brother were wanted for the murder of Tony Bisnot, who had been shot dead during a robbery outside his Rosignol, West Bank Berbice Snacket on March 13, 2020, during his 78th birthday celebrations. Reports have stated that the wanted man was stabbed several times about the body during an argument with another man. Evening News understands that during the argument, Evans attempted to shoot the other man, but the handgun snapped. In retaliation, the suspect pulled out a knife and dealt Evans several stabs to his body before escaping. The injured Evans reportedly died on the spot. The suspect was subsequently arrested. Interest in Guyanese products is growing in the United States, and the U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Sarah Ann Lynch, is urging businesses to take full advantage of this development. Bisham Mohammed reports.
At a forum themed Exporting to the U.S., Ambassador Lynch stated that trade between Guyana and the U.S. has exceeded $1.4 billion in the first half of the year. She also spoke about her country's interest in goods from Guyana and the need for Guyana to increase its export competitiveness.
We continue to collaborate with the Guyanese and American private sectors, offering extensive entrepreneurship training as well as mentorship and connecting folks to potential partners. The U.S. has many states that would be interested in Guyanese products, so please consider logistical support alongside of the state which you intend to be your first market entry point. Maybe your first market is Florida, or maybe it's New York. Each state, or maybe it's Massachusetts, that's my home state. I'm really hoping to get more Guyanese products to Massachusetts, but I know the preference is New York and Florida. Try some other states too. Each state has its own trade development agency, keep that in mind, and there are always trade shows to consider attending. Though I do advise you to apply well in advance if you need a visa. It always comes down to the visas. And there are local resources and others in local chambers who also have valuable experience to share.
She encouraged Guyanese businesses interested in trading with the U.S. to participate in the trade mission. This, she noted, will expose them to industry leaders and allow them to foster partnerships. When it comes to bilateral trade between Guyana and the U.S., the ambassador was optimistic that this number will grow as Guyana's economy grows. Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
Housing and Water Minister Colin CROAL has said that as that ministry continues to aggressively tackle the issue of squatting, no new squatter settlements will be recognized. More in this report.
Housing Minister Colin CROAL expressed during a recent housing drive that parallel to government's progress in land allocation has been efforts to distribute titles. Pursuing a robust housing campaign, he stated, will ensure that there is no need for squatting. However, he positioned the government's stance against squatting, adding that new squatting areas will not be recognized.
Whether we're in success, we have to do the right thing. Whether we are in Amelia's ward, we have to do the right thing. But we can't just believe we will take anybody's piece of land, make it our own, and then behave like if we have a God-given right to assume what we don't own. So we will work with all areas, but we will not be recognizing any new ones. So I want to make that clear. But we recognize what we have met, and we will work to, if it can be regularized, then you must make the tough decision, because not always where your fence fall means we can put it there, because the road has to run somewhere.
There are 45 squatting areas that have been identified just in Region 3, for which some will be regularized.
There are 45 areas that have been identified in region number 3, for which, put it this way, we have to make right. And many of those will see us recognizing we've done the assessment, will be regularized. Many, not all. But when we finish with those 45, we'll see over 3,000 persons being able, when it goes through that long process, because it's a tedious process when you're dealing with land ownership, we'll see at least 3,000 persons being able to finally own their own home by a title.
This additional work, he added, has been undertaken with minimal staff increase. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
Coming up on the other side of the break, Guyana seeking to adopt new tourism themes as COVID pandemic fades, and Guyana partners with Chile to enhance port security. Please stay tuned.
Sorry, girl, you won't believe. Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Yes, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots on there out full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two young.
Oh gosh.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 budget paint original hues for any surface. We are known for trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your Midwest store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhineville.
Optic offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optique, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optique, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to the ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optique takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optique Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
The biggest party in sport is back for the 10th year of CPL.
Let's rock and roll, gentlemen. That is magnificent.
CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever, with more sixes, more entertainment and more of the world's best players.
That is simply sensational. Yes.
Get your tickets now at cplc20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Let's celebrate Oreo's 110th birthday together with the limited edition birthday cake flavor and our promotion where you can win a wish valued up to $1 million. To participate, all you have to do is buy Oreo, drop your coupon or receipt into entry boxes, or enter online at www.everydaysnacksgy.com.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 budget paint original hues for any surface. We are known for trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your Midwest store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhineville.
Girl, you won't believe. Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots over there out full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two young.
Oh gosh.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Coming out of almost 3 years of COVID-19 restriction, several tourism themes have been explored across the world, and Guyana is seeking to capitalize on some of them to redefine and create a solid sector. Rupa Sinarain has our report this evening.
World Tourism Day 2022 is observed under the theme Rethinking Tourism. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Onish Walrand, during her address at an event hosted by the U.S. Ambassador, explained that much of the rethinking is not new, having been considered even before COVID-19 hit. From the rethinking of tourism, the minister outlined that several themes are emerging and some are relevant to Guyana. Along with demand shaping to have consistent visitors, she said community-based tourism is also a good move.
One of these themes is the move toward demand shaping in order to reduce numbers at a destination at any single point in time. For example, by various mechanisms, a destination that accommodates, say, 10,000 visitors in the space of a week followed by a quiet period might be able to reorient its mode of operation such that it experiences the same 10,000 visitors in a period of, say, 4 weeks. That simple change in operations can result in more manageable tasks in many facets of the tourism enterprise, including most significantly reduced burden on the environment and less intrusion on surrounding communities.
Meanwhile, another major theme to be focused on is ensuring a wider economic and social impact from tourism.
I think it is incumbent upon me, especially in the face of persistent accusations leveled at us, to pause for a moment to speak a bit about our approach to this inclusion, what this means generally, and to assure you that I remain on topic, what it means in the context of tourism in particular. With respect to social and economic development, for us, inclusion means that the services we deliver and the programs we implement must benefit all Guyanese. And this means all Guyanese, regardless of who they are, where they live, ethnic origin, political persuasion, or any other characteristic by which anyone may seek to classify and compartmentalize us.
Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to Guyana, Sarah Ann Lynch, focused on modernizing the industry, which mostly revolve around enabling online access to products and information, lowering the high prices of excursions, and facilitating easier payment systems.
So what are some ideas to modernize that we could pursue together? Just a few. Could airlines, for example, flying to Kiter Falls, offer online booking? Could airlines work together to fill planes to ensure individuals or small groups are also able to see the majesty of Kiter Falls? Is there a way for costs to become more affordable to ensure as many Guyanese as possible can enjoy this jaw-dropping and stunning experience? How about online booking for restaurants, tourism services, and events? Tickets to everything from concerts to, yes, cricket matches. All comes back to the cricket this weekend and this week. All of these things could be offered online. Many tourists do note that the only way to book things in Guyana right now is via WhatsApp. And it's not easy to find the right WhatsApp site to book on.
Data shows that over 150,000 visitors have been recorded arriving in Guyana in the first half of the year, and according to stats from the Ministry of Finance's mid-year report, over 150,000 more are expected in the second half of 2022. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
45-year-old Howard Greenwich was on Monday killed after the electric bike he was riding collided with a truck along Mandala Avenue, Georgetown. Police have said that while the truck was proceeding along Mandela Avenue, the electric cycle was in front of that vehicle, but in the pedal cycle lane. However, as the truck was attempting to pass the cycle, its left rear wheel connected with the cycle, causing the rider to fall onto the road surface. As a result, the wheel then ran over the cyclist's head. The motor lorry continued its journey, but was later intercepted and the driver informed about the collision by the police. Greenwich was pronounced dead on arrival at the GPHC. The driver has been arrested as investigations continue. Once again, we are joined by Rupa Sinarain, who reports that the Maritime Administration Department, MARAD, in collaboration with the government of Chile, is conducting a port security workshop in order to boost Guyana's monitoring capacity. More in this report.
The port security workshop is being facilitated by the maritime arm of the Chilean Navy. Addressing the participants, Public Works Minister Juan Edgel pointed out that with Guyana's profile having been elevated, so too have the risks. As such, he noted that enhancing port security is necessary at this point in time.
Guyana is becoming, and has become, and I think we should all be very appreciative of this fact. A country that is not just a little country somewhere down in South America, but it's a bright spot in our world. And the fact that our profile has been elevated, our risk has also been elevated. So we have to ensure that our ports are very safe.
Edgel also noted that Guyana's waterways is busier than ever, with more than 50 ships at its ports. To this end, he outlined the need for the necessary IT infrastructure to be in place so as to prevent any illegalities at the ports.
We are working on ensuring that we see everything that happens on all of our ports by putting in the necessary IT infrastructure. And we have to ensure that the people who work there are not facilitating illegalities. So it's one thing to say we are here to prevent illegal movement of goods through our ports. And the people who work here must be security cleared.
Additionally, the Public Works Minister also revealed that a number of new initiatives are being undertaken to ensure that MARAD also screen the workers before they are given clearance to work on ports.
When you are hired by National Shipping and you can pass the interview with National Shipping, the only way you can get to work for National Shipping is when you are cleared by MARAD and you're issued with a document. So even if National Shipping wants to keep you employed and MARAD is seeing mischief around or surrounding you, right, Commissioner? We must be able to pull that card, and that's the end of it.
Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
We'll now take a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, September 28th, 2022 at 4 hours 30 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Barbers River Bridge is expected to be closed at 5 hours 30 on Wednesday, September 28th, 2022, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
And now the local stock exchange market compliments of GASI. Royals seal spot in CPL final after defeating GAW by 87 runs. CPL Qualifier 2 tickets still available. This and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Looking to bring your dream to reality? simply taking on a home improvement project, then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 budget paint original hues for any surface. We are known for trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your Midwest store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Granville.
Try our virtual sports and win big with so much matches to choose from. Betting starts at $100. Play for your chance to win. Log on to www.superbet.gy or visit any one of our agents to place your bets. Terms and conditions apply. Have fun and play responsibly. Must be 18 and over to play.
Charlie girl, you won't believe. Sorry, I'm interrupting y'all.
Marla, I'm here taking the census.
Girl, you done got a husband already, huh?
Miss, I am a census taker, going door to door so that everyone can be interviewed and counted in the National Census 2022.
What is the census though?
Well, the Population and Housing Census is a count of the population and all the buildings every 10 years.
Getting counted transforms an entire nation.
From Region 1 to Region 10.
You know what? I believe our village needs a health center.
I think it needs some roads too. You see the man boots out there out full of mud, eh?
That's why I'm asking Mrs. De Silva a few questions from our questionnaire. We record the answers and then the data is used to help shape the future of the country.
Oh, so the two y'all not...
Oh gosh.
Wash bay operators, are you looking for that unique service to elevate your business? Well, come on down to your #1 industrial store, Sylvie's, and invest in an undercarriage pressure washer tool. That's right, impress your customers by now washing under their vehicles easy and efficiently with an undercarriage tool. We have in stock different types that offer a wide range of services and can increase your revenue without having to invest in expensive ramps. Your customers are going to leave satisfied. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 319 Hatfield Street's location, we can deliver in and around Georgetown. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvie's Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
At John Lewis Styles, we carry only first quality men's and women's clothing, footwear, and accessories. As authorized dealers, our items come directly from the manufacturing brands and are available in all sizes and colors. What we sell was never on display in another store. It's time you know the truth about what you buy. Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 budget paint original hues for any surface. We are known for trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your Midwest store, located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Granville.